A Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate production. Behind the Podcast with Nico Santos. This show is about people behind the microphone and their story, how they started their journey to become successful podcaster. They will share help and tips in this growing industry. Behind the Podcast with Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate founder Nico Santos.
Come on, stops and run, guys. Push every time.
Extra Session with Kiko Malicdem tackles everything about the world of sports, especially the one close to the host heart, basketball. Updates, discussion, clarification, name it. Extra Session has it. Extra Session with Kiko Malicdem.
Hello, Humanista. This is Nico Santos again for our first episode of Behind the Podcast. So sa mga mahilig na makinig habang nag-workout o nagtatrabaho, hindi nila makuha yung sa television. So yung iba, isa sa mga sikat ngayon is Spotify or Apple Podcast. Nakikinig sila ng mga podcast habang nag-aabang ng bus. So, ang programang ito, this program is for people behind the podcast. So, titingnan natin para ba sila nagsimula, ano bang motivation nila, bakit nila ginawa itong podcast. So, let's see. So, our first episode, of course, ang ating unang guest for this episode, sa ating unang episode, syempre, si paring Kiko Malicdem. Hi, kamusta?
Good day to everyone. Nice to be here on your first episode of your program.
Alright, so si Kiko, sa mga hindi pa nakakilala or ngayon lang unang nakikinig about the podcast, si Kiko, matagal ko nang kilala si Kiko ever before akong pumunta ng Australia, before single pa to. So, kasama ko siya sa work before. So, sa isang radio station sa Pilipinas. So, medyo matagal-tagal na rin yun. Siguro 2000s. So sa ating mga listener at sa ating mga viewer as well, Kiko, can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, well, I started sa broadcasting was back in 2002 or 3. Sa tagal na. So, sa DZXL, Radio Mindanao Network, that's where we met. So, I started as a news writer and then slowly but surely nati-train for news reader for sa mga news break, and then afterwards we had this na-trained in to handle to be host of other programs sa DZXL, and then afterwards so from 2003 to 2006. Then 2006 I ventured to another industry, but then the love for sports, since I have this background sa sports na rin, kept pulling me back. So around 2008, I think, Jasmine Romero and Bobby Ann, they had this program and they're looking for a partner, the third host for their program, also in DZXL. I joined the gang, so we had this program that's 2008 until 2000. In 2008, siguro the partnership ng kaming tatlo it lasted around 2 years. There's si Jasmine, and then also nagsunod na rin si Bob. But then ako yung naiwan. A lot of partners na rin during that span until 2018, and then 2018, fortunately, play-by-play team sa TV sa Philippine Collegiate Champions League for teams, schools, and then recently nakasama din part of the staff sa play-by-play action of Basketball League Philippines. I'm sure in Australia you have this NBL also, but in NBL Philippines we cater more on the homegrown talent. So became part of that, and then during that time na rin, I was also part of a podcast, yung Bola Boys. So yung dati kong kasama sa radio program sa sports talaga, si Zark, joined me with that. And then after that, syempre naging busy na rin with other activities, katulad na rin yung sa NBL. And then here we go. Happy to be part of the Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate Philippines group.
So, so ever since talaga, hilig mo talaga is sports topic ever since. Nung napunta ka sa broadcasting,
Yes.
o because of the show, sports talaga, kaya ka na inline sa sports, sa basketball?
Well, before kasi I used to play basketball, varsity basketball. So, doon pa lang, nahiligan ko na, naging close na sa akin yung sports itself. And then, before I went to broadcasting, kasi I became a writer for a UAAP team. Parang I give updates sa mga UAAP. The UAAP is like NCAA or college. So, I became part of that. And then, doon pa lang parang nahubog na yun. Sabi ko, hey, since I started when I was young sa sports, why not, I might not be lucky to be a player. So I might be in the sidelines naman. So fortunately yun, nagtuloy-tuloy. And when I got into DZXL, buti na lang at that time, wala naman yung medyong person na nagfo-focus sa sports. So that gave me to handle sports doon.
All right. So talagang tadhana nga ba?
Yeah.
So you're saying podcasting is not it's not new to you. So ano ba yung Bola Boys podcasting niya? Is that gonna be the same with the Extra Session? Similar topics, similar format?
Sa Bola Boys kasi, it's more of us two discussing the news. So kami lang dalawa. For Extra Session naman kasi, the difference from Bola Boys is that we get the chance to talk to the personalities, yung mga hottest topics. I do have some special guests na I think can shed light on different on their opinions on the different sports topics that we have. Yun yung difference niya. Kasi sa Bola Boys, it's more of our how do you call this? More of our side or opinions lang. Ito, we talk to personalities na. So, yun. And then, yun yung nakikita kong difference eh.
Okay. So, because of the pandemic right now, so lahat is nasa GCQ, nasa loob ng bahay. Is that easy for you to get some interview for your podcast dahil lahat sila nasa bahay, or the same without pandemic?
Kasi before, it's really hard to get, to interview guests. Kasi, for example, dun sa dati sa Bola Boys when I was still there, we had this certain schedule na ganito, which is very hard kasi on that certain schedule. Unlike dito sa podcast kasi, we do have this recording. The sports personality, kailan yung available time mo? And of course, kung kailan yung available time, which is easy to record compared to the one back in radio or in the previous podcast that I have. So parang mas madali din mag-reach out since you said GCQ, nasa bahay lang lahat. Mas madali mo makausap sila ngayon. Kumpara dati, nagpa-practice sila, tatayin mo muna kung makakausap mo ba sila or busy sila. Right now kasi parang naka-relax mode sila. So they have this free time and they're more active in social media actually.
Okay. So sa ating mga listeners, to our listener and also to our viewer, what they gonna expect on the Extra Session?
Well, sa Extra Session kasi, they will be able to get to know the personalities, lahat ng mga interviews natin better. Kasi katulad ng, for example, si Sean Chambers. Sean Chambers is a former import of Alaska Aces in the Philippine Basketball Association. Marami nagtatanong, kamusta na ba siya? Diba? So, dito sa Extra Session, we take time to know the person better, to get to know kung kamusta ang buhay niya after basketball, ano ba yung we help the player or personality reminisce their career in basketball. And of course, syempre maganda sa feeling din ng player yun na parang nakaraan, yung, or we can say also yung mga, we just did an interview with Alin Bulanadi, a rookie in the PBA. Syempre maraming hindi pa nakakaalam, except for those who really follow collegiate basketball. Now, syempre malalaman din natin, uy, anong klase ba ito si Bulanadi nito? Ano ba ugali nito? Ano ba gusto nito? Gaano siya ka-confident sa sarili niya? It's more of getting know of the personalities that na makikita natin sa hardcourt.
So some exclusivity. Is that because of that interview? Is there any controversy of your mga na-interview mo because of that? Meron bang mga ibang grupo dyan that they look into it?
Well, siguro, ayaw naman natin mag-isip ng, we don't want to think of negative things. Pero, for example, we did an interview with one personality. Pagkatapos, nakakatuwa dyan, this certain group, kukunin na rin nila. Tapos meron pang isa, kukunin din nila. So parang when they find out na, for example, Extra Session did an interview on this, kukunin na rin nila, gagayahin na rin nila. So parang, imitation is a form of flattery na rin sabi nila. No? Pero syempre, we don't say na exclusive sa atin to, di ba? Pero syempre, yung idea na of talking to this personality gave them also an idea, uy, pwede pala makausap din to. So, from that, sa akin okay lang naman. Wala naman problema sa ganun. Pero yun nga, it's just good to know na, uy, ako yung nakauna dyan, na-interview, then, di ba, parang nagsunod-sunod na rin. So, sa akin, it's okay. Pero yun, masayang isipin na you were the first one to reach out to that person bago nila kunin din.
Okay. Yeah, so let's say sa Pilipinas, probably hindi masyadong marami yung mga sports podcaster na napapakinggan natin. So it's not too many. So as a sport podcaster like you, what do you think is what help and tips that you're gonna tell to someone na gusto mag-start ng podcasting and ang topic niya is more on sports?
I had an experience before when I was able to go kabisado eh. So parang ang dating nung interview na yun is parang I was floating in the air. Siguro first of all, know the topic well. Pangalawa, I would suggest you have your backup questions just in case. Kasi for Extra Session, what I do is I have a list of questions already for that person. Especially, for example, maganda tong topic na to. Itong topic na to or itong person na to can answer this certain controversial question. I have a prepared question na. So, when you do a podcast interview with a personality, you should be ready already. Parang kasi ang hirap ng for example, you interview a personality and parang kukunti lang yung questions na baon mo. Maganda na marami kang questions. Ang problema ko usually for podcast is, for example, I do try to limit it within 30 to 40 minutes. So minsan, kunyari yung interviewin mo, medyo madaldal or nasa mood na magkwento, parang minsan, uy, teka lang, baka mamaya maubusan na ako ng oras, di ba, for that. So, it's better na mas marami kang baon na tanong kaysa sa wala. All yung mga tanong na una mong gustong itanong sa person para just in case na matapos na yung interview, at least yung mga hindi mo natanong.
So kailangan mag-research din sila just in case. Either the research on the person or yung mga current topic before.
Yes, agree. That's the best weapon. I agree. That's the best weapon lalo na in podcast. You must do the research. And then of course, confidence is possible, diba? If you don't have confidence, you won't be able to handle, a podcast or an episode kasi parang ang pangit ng flow kung hindi mo alam kung paano yung flow ng program mo. So you have to you must be prepared. You must know your program flow. And then you must have the confidence to speak. Lalo na, for example, biglang tumigil sa pagsasalita yung ni-interview mo or yung topic mo, what's next, di ba? So, kailangan marunong kang sumalo.
Alright, maraming salamat. So, maraming salamat sa help and tips. So sa mga hindi nakakaalam din at sa mga nakikinig at sa mga nanonood ngayon sa YouTube ng channel, just to let you know, Kiko Malicdem is the official voiceover of Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate. So if you are listening to any intro, outro, siya po yun. So, siya po ang may boses po lahat noon. So, naway, supportan niyo po every podcaster, hindi lang po sa syndicate, but every Filipino podcaster po dapat supportahan niyo po. So, Kiko, anong last message sa ating mga listener and viewer? So, before we wrap up this session.
Podcast is a growing parang avenue for people who want to get into, to express themselves. So, I would suggest na huwag kayo mahiya to express yourself. This is a great opportunity for you to talk on topics that you like. So if you do have a plan to have an episode or have a program, go, kasi bibihira lang yan na magkaroon ng yung parang minsan kasi parang may plano kang gawin pero hindi mo natutupad. I think it's time for you to actually achieve that goal or dream of yours. I want people to know what you feel, what you want to talk about. Ganun lang eh. And of course, syempre ang aming ang sa akin is, if not only support Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate, but of course lahat ng na you're interested to, I would suggest you support din. Kasi tulong-tulong lang naman tayo, lalo ng mga tulong-tulong tayo sa pag-support ng lahat ng ating mga programa. And who knows, di ba? Nagiging in ang podcast ngayon, especially with the GCQ and ECQ. I think this is a great avenue for us to communicate with each other, basically.
All right. Thank you so much, Kiko Malicdem ng Extra Session. So see you next week for another episode of Behind the Podcast. At po si Miko Santos. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or via RSS. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, rate and review this podcast and share it with your friends. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And if you want to know more, check out www.guerrillapodcast.com.au or guerrillapodcast.com.ph. A Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate production.